Just a couple bad weather fans representing New York, talking all things sports. Man, what could go wrong? We got Alex, who's a fan of the Knicks, and Mike of the Nets. The yin-yang of the tri-state, place your bets on the Yankees, Giants, Mets, or Jets. Yeah, you should listen if it's sparking your interest. If you made a vow to your team, don't break it. Bad weather fans is the relation.
That's right. This is Bad Weather Fans, episode number 200. If I'm getting that correct, if you're watching on YouTube with the 200. We are presented by DraftKings, Mike Biseglia, Alex Benezowitz, and the New York Knicks defeat the Brooklyn Nets 121-102 in Brooklyn.
Great.
The first of the four games between the teams. It was complete domination from the Knicks from the start. Nets made it interesting at some points, not really though. And the Knicks walk away with the monster victory. Nets on a 4-game losing streak. They are now 13-14, a game under 500. Well, the Knicks 2-2 on that West Coast trip. They come back to New York. They get the win. They're 16-11, and two teams right now going in opposite directions. But Alex, good evening. I like saying that. How are you? And congrats on 200.
Thank you. Congrats on 200 to you too, and thank you for not congratulating me for the Knicks winning.
No hell no. That. Fuck that. I've done 200 of these. You will never fucking hear from my mouth. Congrats on the win. Fuck off, dipshit.
Unless it helps the Nets, right? Unless the win helps the Nets, and you can say congrats on the win.
I get.
You know, so I don't know. It was a good start. It was just funny also how we talked about on the last episode how the Knicks are on the West Coast and at least they get to come home to Brooklyn and they'll stay at their beds, and then Tibbs has them staying in a hotel in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I have a theory on that.
Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here?
I have a theory on that because I am somebody that loves a hotel.
But then Jalen Brunson ends up with a black eye. Like, what the fuck happened in this hotel?
Yeah, it's a great question. My son, who's 3, he's a big Nets fan. He doesn't get to watch all the games because I'm an asshole. No, well, he's 3. He's got to go to bed.
Yeah, I mean,
and he was like, he looked at his eye. He pointed his eyes bad. And I looked at him, oh shit, what the fuck happened to Jalen Brunson?
Is that what you said to him? Your 3-year-old? Oh shit, what the fuck happened to him?
I'm not saying shit in front of him because he's saying shit.
Just fuck.
But fuck, he hasn't been able to recognize, to be completely honest. But you're right. I think Thibodeau loves room service. And I think, and I have 2 theories on this. And if I'm going out of bounds here, you tell me.
Okay.
I think 1, easier to rent porn, can get away with it, and loves room service.
But he's not married, so it doesn't matter. He can rent porn all he wants. He doesn't have to clear his search history. He can just watch all the porn he wants.
I guess. Okay, well, then you debunked my theory pretty quick.
What's the other theory? He loves room service?
Room service. I mean, how much fun is room service though? When I
guess
it's all. I don't know. I haven't been out.
No, it's cool. I guess I'm thinking like you can deliver food and get food delivered. It's
true.
Not the same as like somebody rolling in with the cart and like setting it up and being like, "Here, where would you like me to put it?" And like take it off and like they.
It's always a hamburger too, by the way, right?
Hamburger or chicken fingers or something late night, like kind of a thing.
Oh, you got French toast at night. This is awesome. No,
there's some mozzarella sticks on there. Yeah,
have they done this in the past?
I honestly, I don't recall, and I just think it's silly. But listen, it worked. They kicked their ass, so stay in Brooklyn. Just keep staying in Brooklyn. Don't even go home. Like just stay in hotels.
What a disgrace, Alex. I mean, the Nets, who both teams come off West Coast trips similarly.
Yes.
So, like as far as scheduling, it's pretty much identical. It just felt like from this game, and I know you'll agree with me, that the Knicks just had a little more juice, had a little more spunk, and everything that I had loved about the Nets prior to this West Coast trip, it was erased. Mikal Bridges could not hit a shot. The Nets' transition defense was putrid. Julius Randle did whatever you want. DiVincenzo was knocking down threes, and the Nets had no answers. They got it close. At one point, they got it to 9, and Mikal Bridges had a corner 3 that he missed. And it just felt like every time the Nets had an opportunity to make it a game, I'm not saying take the lead, the Knicks had an answer. The Nets missed a shot. And then in the fourth quarter, it was a complete and utter blowout. And I was hoping Jalen Brunson would play till 0-0 on the clock, but he came out with 2 minutes left. But yeah, Knicks kicked their ass. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows the Knicks are unbeatable when they have their 2 guard that plays really well. Obviously, DiVincenzo doesn't play like this every night. But, it's just one of those situations where, if they had that extra star at shooting guard, Donovan Mitchell, somebody like that, they would be really, 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 really good. You know what I'm saying? And this is a night RJ Barrett only gave you 14 points. You know what I mean? Brunson only gave you 16 points. But like you said, Julius Randle Nobody could stop him. Bridges at one point was just like, like, what do you want me to do? You know what I mean? And that elbow by Bridges, that wasn't intentional on Hartenstein, but he definitely did. It was definitely a flagrant. He did hit him. Like, you know what I mean? I don't
He
think
got
he
a
did it on
bloody
purpose.
mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, like something happened, but so that was, whatever. But I don't think Bridges is a dirty player, and I still think that the Knicks would be better if they got Bridges. So, all the people with the hot takes now of like finding my tweet of the Knicks may be better. The Nets, what I said was the Nets may be better than the Knicks this season. It's scary to say. I said something like that on my tweet. And now and I brought it back, a couple weeks after. And I was like, people call me all sorts of names for this. And look, they have the same record. And now people are bringing it up to me because the Knicks blew out the Nets. And it's just, guys, the season isn't over. I know this is the first game you watched for the Nets all year because you're Knicks fans. You don't watch anything else. But this game did not decide the season. And I'm not rooting for that to happen, the Nets to be better. But I did say may, because the Nets are a lot better than we thought they were going to be. So Knicks fans, you got to stop being so arrogant. Stop trying to throw it in my face. I understand it's the game and whatever. Keep promoting me. Make me some money on Twitter. It's all good, bro. You guys keep that going. I'm just kidding about that. But it's all good. Like it's just stop being prisoners of the moment. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying.
Well, I'm so happy that you brought this up because it connects home with me in a lot of different ways. One, I hope you are right. And two,
I don't.
I have, to me, it's just the Nick fan arrogance. And it just, I tweeted this. It makes me feel like I'm 12, 13, 14 again, where, you got at the very end of the game, the Knicks, let's go Knicks chants going, the Nets getting embarrassed on their court and just looking pathetic. And the Knicks look so comfortable, and I experienced so many of those last couple of years with KD, Kyrie, and Harden, where the Knicks looked scared of the Nets and knew they couldn't win. And they had a different presence about them where they didn't have that intimidation at all, which bothered me a lot. But to get back to your original point about, saying Knicks fans coming after you, but that's Knicks fans my whole life, right? Like, oh, we beat you. We beat the Nets. We're so great. Look at us, pump our chest, this and that. But, that's, I'm not going to say it was your Super Bowl, but it was, your conference final, your championship game. No, I'm just kidding around. But yeah, Knicks fans are going to go after you, man, because you annoy them. You annoy Net fans too. You annoy Knicks fans, and you're doing something right if you're able to do that. And Knicks fans just doing that want to prove you wrong because they get annoyed by you and they get irritated by you and they see your success and it annoys the fuck out of them. So they're going to go after you. They're going to say things like that. And it's so true too, because I get upset because I know that a lot of Knicks fans aren't watching Nets basketball. From my viewpoint, most Knicks fans I know don't watch games outside of the Knicks. That was a subtle jab. I'm kind of
not me. I do,
but
I watch the Nets.
It's irritating because I know the Nets are in the midst of a bad slump. They've lost 4 games in a row, and they're playing by far their worst basketball of the year, and that was their worst loss of the year.
Right.
So for me, it's frustrating because now I know, Knicks fans, they'll have a little arrogance, are going to come after it and feel good and think the Nets are dog shit. And it rightly or unfairly, Nets are trash right now. So we're just gonna have to accept it. But it's frustrating because Nets gave their worst effort of the season, and it's on display for the Knicks fans to see.
Yeah, and you can't even take the excuse of they just came back from the West Coast trip because the Knicks did the same thing. So it's just you can't even.
Yeah, but I will a little bit though. I will push back a little bit because the Knicks got to go to a hotel, so that was cool. It was
the Knicks had the back-to-back Friday, Saturday, and then they had the Monday night. It's the same thing.
Nets had one more game. Nets had 5 games, but whatever.
Whatever.
It's the same shit. It's the same shit. I'm not going there. I'm not that much of a homer.
It's stupid. It's stupid. It's all stupid. And it's honestly, Taj Gibson sucks. Like, what are we doing with this guy? He's done. He hit an open jump shot. I know he's getting into shape, but like he's done. And it's just the Knicks need to add somebody right now that can help them on the short term while also keeping their long-term assets for this big magical star they're hoping to get. They really can do that. And they need to help them now. And I know Mitchell Robinson will be back hopefully by March, but it could be April because he's going to be reevaluated in 8 to 10 weeks. He's not going to be back in 8 to 10 weeks. And that leaves you at the end of February when he will be reevaluated. So it's just like now the season's almost over. You're past the break. It's just okay. So we're just gonna ride this out, and we really just punted on this year. We're gonna ride. With Jericho Sims is now hurt too, and it's just okay. So now we really need somebody because now our backup so now we have Hartenstein starting, who's a backup center, and then you have Taj, who should be on the street, and then your third string center is Josh Hart. I mean, it's just that you need it. You need more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
Hartenstein played well. He's
a good player. He's a good player.
No, he's a good player.
He knows his role. He plays his role well and does his thing. Yeah.
He's a guy that's if he's on your team, you'd love him. I mean, he was irritating tonight.
He goes up straight every time too, man. Every time straight up.
No, he did. Yeah. He did a really nice job. Mikal Bridges had one play in particular where he went to the basket and he did a really nice job putting his arm straight up, and there was a no foul call. It was the right call. Wouldn't be shocked if there was a foul call, but it was the right call. And no, he does a nice job. He's not a shot blocker by any stretch.
He gets a lot of blocks though. Dunks. He blocks a lot of dunks. Like that's when he does. He doesn't like block. He's not like Mitchell Robinson who's blocking every shot, but he's like when he's not afraid to go up to the hoop and block at the rim. Like he gets a lot of blocks around the rim. That's where he makes his money there. So I'll push back on
he had those I'll take your word for it. That he's a good shot blocker.
And his wife is amazing. He's like married to this model. He's a really lucky guy, man. Lucky guy. Well, I love my wife. Don't get me wrong. I love my wife. She's amazing too. She's a model also. I'm just saying, like he's living. Isaiah Hartenstein's got a good life. I'll just put it that way.
Okay, I believe you. Sounds like he's got a really good life.
He's a millionaire living in New York City, playing for the Knicks and not the Nets. I mean, like that's great, bro.
Right? I know his comments before. There were definitely.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
There were definitely more Net fans at the arena. Game felt like it had no juice at all.
None.
I think a lot of that has to do with the back and it was just the score of the game too. It didn't feel that way. So I guess we got to have two conversations. Is there a Nets Knicks rivalry? And then we could go in the other conversation. We'll go behind door number 2.
Do the Nets have fans? Yeah.
The Nets have fans. But the Knicks chanting, let's go Knicks at the end of the game and make sense, right? They're up 20 something points. Nets fans are definitely depressed and quiet. Makes complete sense why you would hear Knicks fans chanting, let's go Knicks. This shouldn't be two things. One, that shouldn't be a surprise. Two, that shouldn't be some sort of slight at the Nets and their fans. It makes complete sense. So don't Net fans don't feel too bad about it. It sucked. It was annoying to hear. But at the same time, it's not like it was the Knicks fans all game were like chanting. I mean, you didn't
Right.
I
there was no crowd. There was no crowd in the game. It was just it was a dull crowd. It really was. They were blasting music the whole game. Even Mike Breen was like, why are they playing this music so loud? He's like, this sounds like Phoenix, what Steve Kerr was saying. It feels like a club. It was like every possession.
Nets
there was
games
like
do that.
Blasting music. It was
Net
crazy.
Games do that.
The Nets do have good music. They play good hip hop and they're good. Like that stuff. I got to give them that.
I will give them credit after the ball hit Travis Scott and the ball hit his drink and exploded. If you listen carefully, they played a Travis Scott song. So that was a nice job by whoever the hell was doing the music. But I
give Jay-Z credit. It was Jay-Z. Just give the Jay-Z credit.
I'm interested why and maybe because I'm not as immersed in it, but all directions. If like the Nets go into the Garden, and they did a couple years ago, and there's a lot of good
the Cam Thomas
Nets
game.
Chants,
yeah.
It's
the comeback.
It's a hyped big deal. If the Knicks do it tonight, people get excited. Like if it happens in the Mets Yankee game and it happens multiple times, like Mets hit a home run in Yankee Stadium, let's go Mets chants. Yankees hit a home run it's at Citi Field, let's go Yankees. Nobody cares. They're just like, oh well, it's a split city. Does it make sense? But if it happens at a Net or Knick game, it's like, oh my God, can you believe it? Why is it a baseball game? No one gives two shits. But with these two teams, it becomes a thing.
I don't know. Honestly, I think it's something to do with what do you call it? With the Nets coming to New York, going to Brooklyn, talking shit. and like trying to get the fans and then starting this beef and then the Knicks giving it back and acting like they're not really in this beef. And then the Nets are acting like they don't really care about the Knicks, but they do. And they troll them with Charles Oakley at games. You know what I mean? It just goes back and forth. So like there's always this territorial type of fight because the Nets are like new in the neighborhood still a little bit. You know what I mean? I know it's been over 10 years. So, but like still, it's just, at this point, it's kind of stupid. But I mean, I was at the Mets Yankees game years ago when Carlos Delgado had like 9 RBIs or something. He went off, and like literally the whole game, the Mets were kicking ass, and like they were doing "Let's go Yankees," and me and my friends would be like, "Let's go Mets!" Like "Let's go Yankees!" "Let's go Mets!" Or like like kind of like giving it back, and like nobody cares. Like everybody's like when they had the first Subway Series, it was like there was just cheers back and forth, and everybody's just like, "Oh, look, New York is together. We're just cheering." It's not like, well, let's calculate who had more. Was there 17 fans here on this side and 18? It's weird, man. I totally get you. At this point, it's getting to a point where it's just like enough.
Right. No, that's the point I wanted to make about the whole thing, which is kind of the part that annoys me because do I like hearing "Let's go Knicks" at the Barclays? No, and it annoys me more than the other ones because of my background and my history with it. But at the same time, I can't take it like, oh ho, can you believe it? They went in there, and I mean, if the whole game was rocking Knicks, "Let's go Knicks," but that would be a different story.
A playoff game might happen like that. I'd be scared, but Nets fans will show up for that. But still, it'll be a lot.
That's my point on that. And what's so great about my point there is that people are going to listen and go, "Fuck, that Net fan got me again." I really do enjoy, and I've done 200 of these with you.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of joy out of Knicks fans reaching out to me and going, "Man, I hate your basketball team. Boy, you made a good point about the Knicks. That was not." I truly enjoy that. I thank you, Mike Delivers.
I can't believe a Nets
going
fan
into
would
my
make such
DMs and saying things like that. I do appreciate it. Love you guys.
Oh my God. I was just looking to see if there's any news on Jalen Brunson's black eye. Somebody's got to ask him about it. Like, like what happened, But either way, like Robin Lundberg put out a tweet that kind of annoyed me where he's like, there were Brooklyn chants in the Garden. There are "Let's go Knicks" chants at Barclays. The arenas are very close. And when home crowd has no reason to cheer, it's easy to be heard. It's not that deep. I'm just like, Robin of all people, love him. He was on the show. Like, Nets fans and Robin specifically of all people do not get to play that card now. Like, oh, it just happens everywhere. Like when you're that kind of guy like him, where you're always trolling the Knicks and you're always making that point and you're always saying the Nets are getting more fans, always saying like, making the point where Kevin Durant was playing the Knicks. He's like, Kevin Durant is going to be the most talented player to ever play in New York City. And it's just like, bro, like, shut up, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, you know what I mean? But it's just like, and then now you're going to play like I'm sure when they were doing "Let's go Nets" chants at the Garden, he was saying, you hear a lot of those Nets fans, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you don't get to play well, it happens everywhere, card. That's
I'm kind of making a similar point.
Mm-hmm. You are
saying, I'm making a similar point.
You have credibility. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't have. Yeah, but, I mean, honestly,
I love Robin. No, Robin's awesome. I'm just fucking.
My credibility is I clean my cat litter that's over here.
Yeah, with your Drazen Petrovic jersey. No,
that's what's that?
With your Drazen jersey over there?
I can't fit in that anymore. At one point in my life, I could. Now I can't. You want to know why, Alex? I got fatter.
Yes, me too. That's what happens in life, bro. You grow up and you get fatter.
Not true. Some people get
most people.
Not most people get fatter.
Yes, most people get fatter.
Yeah, and the Knicks are getting fatter with their wins, 16-11. Feeling good.
Yeah.
Oh man, we did so many of these podcasts where the Nets won. I do feel like this is, it's my time or your time, I guess, to have the joy, and my time to feel the shit. It sucks. I miss beating you to your team. It was so much fun. So much fun, like, at Barclays.
With your getting your phantom calls, with your superstar calls, the dislodged ball that wasn't
a foul.
That was dislodged. It was
over it already.
The ball was dislodged. It was not a travel.
RJ Barrett looked like shit.
He was bad tonight. He's been bad for lately. He really needs to step it up. It's been getting scary. He's had some good games here and there. No, don't get me wrong, but like, overall, it's been underwhelming the last month or so, and I'm not very happy about that. And Randle's been playing great, and I would still trade him tomorrow, but like he's been playing great, and there's no denying that. And when he's playing like this, he's awesome. But again, it's just with him, it's just like sim the season, get me to the playoffs, and let me see what you're gonna do, and then I'll get behind you. I'm done. You fool me once, saying shame on me. Fool me twice. I don't know the expression, but whatever the fuck, you get it.
So I didn't know if I was like supposed to say this or not, but I think Dolan J. Trump, who's been a great supporter of this podcast, follow him on Twitter. He's a very passionate Knick fan. He grew up.
Yes.
For people who don't know about him, he grew up as a New Jersey Nets fan.
Right.
Then when the Nets moved to Brooklyn, he was still a Brooklyn Nets fan, but he had an interaction. I won't go deep on that level. If you want to go back to episode 2, you can get an answer on
Our
that.
first guest, episode 2, Dolan J. Trump. Yes.
But he became a Knicks fan, and then he has a parody account where he pretends to be former President Donald Trump and Dolan, who is part of the Knicks organization. He combines the two. Everybody knows who he is. I did that really long answer so people could hit the skip button. So fuck you, Knick fans. But he wanted to know, he wants you to apologize or, for the great play from Julius Randle.
Apologize?
Well, let me read exactly what he wrote because I don't want to screw it up. Not because I don't want to misquote him, more because I'm not in the mood for him to text me anymore.
Like, you didn't do.
Oh no, he said apologize. Get Alex to apologize for his Randle slander.
No, I just said I will be impressed. I am impressed how he's playing. Don't get me wrong. I will believe that he can carry this organization to a next step when he does it in the playoffs. Because I am so tired. All it'll take is one series. I don't need him to do it three rounds and whatever, for me to believe. Give me one series where you fucking dominate. Give me that series where it's yours. You win in 5 or 6, and it's because of you. Don't blame an ankle injury. Don't blame, the Hawks were the spacing was poor and whatever. They were keying in on me, and there was nobody else around. I only had Reggie Bullock. Like, you weren't complaining about the roster when you were 10 games over 500 getting the 4th seed, but when you're in the playoffs against the 5th seed, now you're complaining that you don't have enough talent. So I'm just like, stop with the excuses. Do it when it counts. I love what he's doing right now, and that's it. End of story.
Because there's 2 points here. One, you'll have Knick fans. They'll talk out of both sides of their mouth. And here we go. Ready? Here's you want to pick side. You want this side or you want this side? Left or right?
I want side B.
I don't know if there's really a difference from side B. All right, here's side B. The Nets are trash. This team is terrible. That's one of the worst basketball teams I've ever seen. Julius Randle's amazing. Can you believe the poor performance he just had? Well, the Nets are shit. It's just. Okay, so both are true.
Oh
do
my
what
God.
It counts.
Yeah, Knicks fans are awesome at
God, I hate you people
taking both sides of the argument. Like, they're really good at that. Drives me crazy, dude.
Why?
Drives me crazy.
Do people believe me when I tweeted this 13 hours ago? Well, I'm recording this 13 hours ago, so like 10 in the morning. They wrote Knicks versus Nets night. Is there a better rivalry in sports? The answer is no. And then you have people legit tweeting me how stupid I am. I have to get better at being sarcastic. I mean, people that know me know I'm just having fun. Like, I love when these teams play each other. It's fun. It's good for the podcast, but nobody can truly think I'm being serious, right?
You never know, man. You never know. People are stupid. There's a lot of stupid people out there, man. Like, there really are. And you see on Twitter more and more people jump in my DMs and they're fucking dumb. Like, you know what I mean? Like they can't just tweet me, or you know what I mean? Like, people are just generally stupid. And especially on Twitter, and especially people who hide behind fake accounts and things like that. And then people even with their real accounts, they're even dumber. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard because you can disagree with people and it doesn't even have to be respectful, but understand and respect their opinion. You know what I'm saying? Call each other names and like, you fucking moron. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But like, there are people that you just can't respect. And when they're just always taking whatever's popular as their opinion. And then they'll just keep changing, like Big Nick Energy, like one of those accounts. You know what I'm saying? Like, just nonstop, whatever happened, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, can you believe that they're hating on Julius Randle? And then a month later, when he's not playing well, oh my God, Randle is again. Shut the fuck up, man. Get a real opinion. People change their mind, but like on a day-to-day basis, you know what I mean? Just stop with the nonsense. You know what I mean? That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, nonsense is the name of the game. 200 episodes. We've done a lot of nonsense. That's for
my
sure.
favorite miss of the game tonight. Can you guess what my favorite Nets miss of the game was tonight?
Like a shot?
Yes. Play. They missed the shot.
I missed 6 minutes in the second quarter.
Oh, so you may have missed it.
Reading my son books. So
Were they
have to
curse
be
word
honest.
books, or they were all like, these are your curse
No,
words?
what did we read tonight?
The 8 naughty words. Or what is that? The George Carlin thing, or is it 9? I forgot what it is.
I don't
Lee
know.
Valentin, you tell me. You're the comedy guy. So
We should know this. Do you know what the words are? You want to say them? You could say
fuck,
them on a
shit,
podcast.
ass, bitch.
No,
I don't know.
Don't
They're
say
my
them. Don't,
DMs from some dude, is some loser's been
don't say
DMing
all
me.
of them. I'm just joking. Don't say all of them. I don't want the movie. So was it during that time? No, the book was. What was the book?
Well,
I don't.
first,
I don't.
guess
I don't remember.
guess what? Well, maybe you don't know. There was a play. I think it was the second quarter. It really might have been. Dinwiddie catches an outlet. He's at the 3-point line, stops on the dime, quickly breaks his ankles, blows the tire. He goes flat, drops like a sack of potatoes. And then Dinwiddie missed the shot. I'm like, oh, thank God. You know what I mean? Because quickly would have been all over. He literally fell on his ass. And it wasn't even like a crossover. It wasn't like he got pushed. Like a lot of times you get these crossovers where you drop someone, there's a little shove, like the Jordan shove, like a little bit. There's a little nudge that pushes them over the top. Like they trip over someone's foot or something.
You unplugged your microphone, so plug it back in.
God damn it.
That's the karma God saying.
Yeah.
Don't be.
'Cause I'm happy Dinwiddie missed.
Don't be shitting on Dinwiddie.
And that was also my
There you go.
fault. The other times it's happened on the show, like my plug just got a little faulty, get a new one. But this time my elbow was literally on the plug and I kind of just yanked it out by accident. I got so excited about
I have
Dinwiddie
Knicks
missed that
news.
shot.
I got Knicks news.
Knicks news. What happened?
According to Shams Charania, the New York Knicks. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm
Have
looking if it's
applied
real.
to the NBA for a disabled player exception worth just $7.8 million, as the franchise projects center Mitchell Robinson will miss the rest of the season. Sources tell The Athletic.
What have I been trying to say? Get somebody better in here. Everyone's gonna tell me that. Oh, God, fucking damn it, man.
I didn't read the full tweet too, so I wasn't trying to be
God
in the beginning.
damn it.
But I'm glad that I had that because obviously we got to talk about that.
Oh. Man.
And we're not doing a Kyrie Irving redoing the podcast. That's not happening.
No,
But yeah,
it happened in the middle of the show. It's fucked,
yeah.
man.
Major development is Robinson had ankle surgery last week.
This is why I was saying you have to add somebody real and not Taj Gibson, because you don't know the severity of Mitchell Robinson's injury.
Yeah.
Stop with the arrogance that he'll be back because you don't fucking know. Oh, I'm fuck, dude.
Oh, you beat the Nets.
No, thank God. Beat the Nets. Yes. Yeah, thank God.
Why does
Season's cooked.
not related? Why is Tibbs? Now I saw it in real time. They're up 25 in like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Like Jalen Brunson should not be in the basketball game. And Nick's like, yeah, that's just what we do. It's funny how that's become acceptable. That was strange.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My mind is on this Mitchell Robinson shit right now. I can't believe that just happened. Like I was saying, that's the biggest fear, and now he's he's done for the. If they're applying for the exception, he's done for the fucking year. It's over. It's over. Like you don't apply for an exception and be like,
he said we'll miss the rest of the season.
Yeah,
and he's always just been injury prone. He just can't get
there.
around.
You want me to live tweet on the podcast? This is why you sign or trade for a real player.
Yeah, I'm gonna video this
and not Taj Gibson, because you do not know if Mitch
Alex live tweeting
will
right
be
now
done for the rest of the damn season. Should I throw the damn in there or take the damn out? Is damn too hard? Oh,
just add just DAMN. Nothing makes me more angry when people spell damn and don't. It's not fucking water. Anyway.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna do DAM. I was gonna say, do I omit the damn altogether?
Oh, I thought you were going to say like a body of water. And I'm like, no, you have to add the N for DAMN. Anyway.
So I'm going to say, and now enter. Oh, what just happened? I copied and pasted everything by accident. See, this is what happens. I'm doing it live on the podcast. Okay, last thing. Knicks needed to add a big now and help this season and not hurt the future. Oh, this is a good one too. Wake up, Leon. Not your cat. Okay, post. There we go. Oh, fuck. Okay, so what were you saying? Jalen Brunson did what? He played at the end of the game and nobody cares?
I just tweeted you tweeting about the Mitchell Robinson news. Getting real meta there. Yeah, no, that sucks. Yeah, no, I saw it. It was funny because when I saw the exception and I'm like, oh, let me read this. But I actually didn't know the full news until I was reading it live. And boy, that was wild seeing your reaction because I didn't know what was about to come. And I was like, oh, I got some Knicks news. I didn't realize it was that.
Why can't I get good news live on the podcast? Like Mitchell Robinson, actually, his injury is fine and he'll be back next week. Like, why can't I get that? Like, God damn it, man.
Sorry, buddy.
Shit. And that's like one of my favorite players, too.
Playing well without him.
Yeah, but that's not going to last. It's not going to last. And Jericho Sims is hurt, too. So you have to trade for somebody now. You have to. Because if Hartenstein goes down, you're fucked. Like, you're fucked. And you don't have Obi
Josh Hart
Toppin.
center.
So
DiVincenzo and Josh Hart center.
Oh, God.
See, this is where you need a Knicks fan right now, just to be like, ugh, commiserate. I can't give you that.
No. You know what a Knicks fan will do? The positive spin Knicks fans out there will be it'll be all right. It's Tibbs. Tibbs will figure it out. He's good. He'll figure it out. His defense, they'll play small. It's all right. They don't need backups. They'll play small. It's the NBA. It's a new era NBA. They can play small. It's all right.
I like these takes. I like these takes.
Fuck, man. See, I went from I was really happy when this podcast started because the Knicks beat the Nets, and we're doing this 200th episode. It's a great accomplishment for us. Now this fucking news has to ruin and damper my
interesting timing.
Mood. Right? Why not do it this afternoon? Like
it's interesting time. Maybe do it after a win, so fans are feeling. By the way, I was about to say, which we'll get into detail at the end of the show, but I was about to talk and we didn't start the fire phrasing. And I stopped myself from reading that thing a bajillion times. Yeah, no, I feel bad. I feel bad for you. I can see your pain.
And you don't even hate Mitchell Robinson too. So you're not even it's not that anybody would cheer for injuries, but let's say back in the day, John Starks broke his arm or something like that. You'd be like, fuck, that sucks. But you would be like, oh, well, yeah.
I mean, he did break Kenny.
Yeah, he did.
No, I wouldn't do that. No, I think John Stark seems like a nice guy. He has not been on Bad Weather Fans. He has not returned text messages.
No, he returned it. He just said you need to talk to the Knicks.
That's true. He did say that. And then I responded with, "Yeah, we're fucked." Yeah. I didn't say that. No big blow for the Knicks, losing their starting center, but they have played well without him. Alex, I mean, I'm gonna be the optimistic Knicks fan here. This is a team that has a nice depth at the center position. You got to give credit to Leon Rose for drafting Jericho Sims, for signing free agent and Isaiah Hartenstein. I mean, they've done a nice job adding that. Then you bring a nice guy in Taj Gibson, who doesn't like to walk or move anymore, but is a body. He's a body. He's got veteran leadership.
He is a body.
You're overreacting.
He's a person. He is a person.
I think you're overreacting. I think this team's. I think you're overreacting. Just typical at Knicks Central overreaction.
Fucking shit, man. Oh,
all right.
And you know what probably happened? He was probably when did he get hurt? Like a week or two ago, and he's probably prepping for surgery, taking his time. He probably got the surgery, and they're like, "Oh man, this shit's fucked up." And then it's just like, this is way worse than we thought. And because the craziest part about it is that Mitchell Robinson played that game. He got hurt and came back and played the rest of the game.
I know, that's great.
And now he's done for the year. That's bad. And you can't even blame the Knicks because maybe Mitch lied because he's been hurt a lot and probably doesn't want to come. You know what I mean? So it could be you got to protect the player, but if you get an X-ray and something's messed up like that, how do you put him back in the court? You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I do have to give 2 minutes of shitting on the Nets just to make sure that I have Net fans not call me a homer. So can I do that as you chill for a sec and
let me just check and see if anything else happens.
Yeah, enjoy yourself on Twitter. Have fun. I know you're good at that. Mikal Bridges was a disaster tonight. He did not play well at all. He's been on a terrible streak that started in the West Coast where he came in shooting 37%, 16.6 per game. He did not make any shots, obviously, tonight for the Knicks, and he was terrible. Something feels off with this Nets team for all the good, mojo that was going on when they were 13-10 and all the positive vibes. That has dissipated as the energy feels completely different. Jacques Vaughn has to figure out how to get the team to play hard again. And Mikal Bridges, there are a lot of expectations for him, and he had a great stretch. He has now turned into a pumpkin and has been terrible, and he knows that. I don't know what it is, but he has to figure that out. I am hopeful for the return of Lonnie Walker and Dennis Smith Jr. two key contributors first off the bench for the Nets. It's obvious they miss them. And then the Ben Simmons news today. In 2 weeks, he'll be reevaluated. So, at least the Knicks can just say, hey, Mitch is done. The Knicks just keep kicking the can down the road with the Ben Simmons stuff.
See, Ben Simmons is just one of those guys like you can't even talk about it anymore if you're a Nets fan. There's no point. And Mitchell Robinson's gonna be that guy too in about 2 weeks. You're just like, what's the point? Why are we discussing? If we had Mitch, like it'd be like 2020. If we had Mitch in the Hawks playoff series, it'd be different. That's why Randle played bad. If we had Mitch. Meanwhile, the 2 games that Mitch's last 2 games, the Knicks gave up 146 and 130 something points to the Bucks and the Celtics. So like, don't tell me that the defense wasn't falling apart already, because it was. I know they got some wins over the weekend and tonight and whatever, but they also lost to the Jazz. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you give or take, this is bad, man, and they need to make a move. And it's Leon Rose is forced to make a move right now. And maybe the Knicks will, as when I add to my tweet that I posted as we were talking on here, Jerry Tsai at Jerry Tsai Nets, a great Nets fan. He goes, what about Nick Claxton? So maybe the Nets will trade Nick Claxton to the Knicks. And if we combine teams, our team would be sick if we combine teams. Our best players
still wouldn't win a title.
No, I don't think so. But
well, I don't know. Would we? Probably not. That's a crazy thought.
How many players? Who's the starters? Like how many Knicks and how many Nets starters? So you got Mikal, obviously.
Yeah, we would be crazy deep. Obviously, Brunson at the 1.
2 is who? There's no 2 on the Knicks.
Cam Thomas.
Yeah, gotta be
Cam Thomas at 2.
Mikal at 3.
Mikal at the 3.
Randle at the 4.
Randle at the 4. You'd probably go
Mitch
Nick at the 5.
Yeah. Well, Mitch is hurt, right? Yeah.
Which is wild because you have 3 net starters. I mean, you would.
Crazy.
No, they'd be very deep, but I don't think that team's still good enough to beat the Celtics.
No.
Which is sick.
Yeah.
How fucked up is that to say out loud? Latest tweet from Shams Charania, who quote tweeted the last tweet. Teams are able to apply for a disabled player exception for a player it deemed to be sidelined through June 15th. NBA doctors will go through their review soon. Brutal for Knicks and Robinson.
Oh, shut up, Shams. We don't need your opinion. Just give us the news. Fucking brutal for the Knicks and Robinson. No, I thought this was good fucking news, you dick. Like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna get mad at everybody.
He's giving his own opinion.
Brutal. Yeah, thanks. I didn't know.
It's a fair point.
Fair point. Brutal. Knicks lose their starting center for the season. And it's brutal.
Woj wouldn't do that.
Woj would take a shot at the Knicks. Remember when Woj took a shot at the Knicks and they fired Fizdale? So he put out he fired Fizdale and he's like this gutterless and the endless roster. And then Mike Miller came in and just started winning games. Who was Mike Miller as the coach? And then the next year they got the 4 seed with Tibbs. It was literally the same roster. It's just like, all right, maybe Fizdale actually did suck.
Was he the coach when we started this podcast? Fizdale, or was it Miller?
No, it was Tibbs, I think, because we started in COVID, so it was Tibbs.
Oh, was it Tibbs,
or was it Mike Miller? When did we started when COVID started? So it was 2020. So they finished. Knicks didn't play in the bubble, so like Knicks were done. So that was it.
Okay, I have an idea.
Yeah,
we could close out with this. Okay, I'm gonna look at the Bad Weather Fans episode number 1 date.
Yes.
And then I want to look at what the roster was for both of our teams on that date. And just to see how, here's the trivia. Could you name the roster from that team? Would probably be impossible.
1920.
I guess that's
is it 1920? Yeah, 20. No, wait. What year was it? Give me the year.
Hold on. I have to scroll back. We did a lot of episodes.
The year before when they were tanking for RJ. That was impossible. That's impossible.
Did we? So we started.
Henry Ellison and a bunch of bums. Yeah.
because we started as after COVID hit, like the pandemic hit.
We started when COVID hit because we had done a few episodes on Mike Delivers, your other podcast, and it went well. People liked it, and I was like, we were going to start one, but I was engaged and doing wedding planning. I had no time. Then COVID hit. I'm like, let's
April
do it.
6th, 2020.
Yeah, I was like, let's do it. Whatever. Let's try it. See what happens. And here we are, 200 episodes later, and it went well. We got a bunch of fun people, and it was COVID. So COVID's like where we started. So like the Knicks didn't play a game, like a live game, for like almost 9 months.
Yes,
while we started this show, it's just insane.
So there's only 1 net remaining from that roster. Can you name him? Oh, there's 2. There's 2.
But
I'm
does
sorry.
Dinwiddie count because he was off the team? So
He's back, so he counts.
but he doesn't. Hasn't been consecutively, so I don't think it counts.
I think that counts, but I'm not. Can you name the other guy?
The other guy. Is it Claxton?
It is. Wow, you know your
Okay.
Nets.
Yeah, I do. See,
Everybody else is gone.
Dinwiddie doesn't count. He was gone. He doesn't count.
Yeah, but
Like
he's
including
back.
like when like the Yankee fans, they always say, "Oh, the core four, they were Yankees for life."
he's
Andy
back.
Pettit pitched for the Astros. Like, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't there. He wasn't a lifetime Yankee. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
he's back. He's back. That counts.
So,
Um,
whatever.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Knicks, I think they're all gone. Mitch Robinson, Randle,
RJ,
RJ. That's it.
Taj Gibson there, or he came with Tibbs, right?
Yeah, does Taj count?
No, Taj doesn't count. Taj is every 2 years. So I tweeted out when Taj signed officially in the Knicks PR. I found the old Knicks PR tweets of when they signed him. And it was literally every 2 years they added him. And then somebody tweeted to me, was like, I can't wait till 2025 when they add Taj Gibson again. I was like, you did great on your SATs.
That's funny.
I make myself laugh sometimes. But he found it funny.
There's all your capital tweets.
Fuck.
Knicks
So you recorded that? You recorded me tweeting that and put it out?
Yeah, you okay with that? I guess I should
No, I
have
don't
gotten
give
your
a shit.
written consent.
No, I don't care. I didn't get tagged in it. That's why I was surprised.
That would have made more sense.
To tag me in it. Yeah.
Yeah. In retrospect, that would have been the move. But I
Well,
didn't
you can.
do it.
You know what you can do? You can copy the video and then
I'm not.
comment
Alex,
on it
I don't
to
care.
my tweet. I
No,
think that
we're
would be
not.
funny.
No, I'm not. Okay.
No, it's too much. Too much Twitter stuff for you. Yeah. Okay.
All right. This is Bad Weather Fans, episode number 200 in the books. Truly, sincerely, thank you to all our fans. We have a nice, really cool community here on the podcast that involves, Net fans, Nick fans, and apparently, I was shocked by this. So I want to give a shout out to my friend Macon Gunner, who I've known longer than my wife. Him and I did a radio show together in Charlottesville, Virginia. He now has a podcast where he co-hosts it with Chris Long, the Greenlight podcast. And Macon, who does not really like the NBA, texted me this at 9:35 tonight, and he wrote, Nets have not won since you corrected your co-host on the record of 13, not 12 and 10. And I wrote, you listen? He said, I consume. I had no fucking clue he listens to the podcast.
That's awesome.
And the Nets haven't won since that moment. So I felt like I had to say it to reverse the curse and get the Nets some W's.
Well, let's hope the Nets keep losing. That'd be great. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
So,
right.
No, thanks for listening. And I appreciate everybody who listens. It's great. And I really appreciate the support. Everybody who tweets us and talks to us, and even the ones who call me, the P word. I really appreciate everybody. And, we're going to keep going another 200, on to another 200.
I'm going to say the P word because I think people have been calling it you a lot lately. And I'm just going to say it.
Perfect.
And I'm going to say it. No, you're not a Pacers fan.
I was calling the other P word I was talking about.
Oh, okay. My bad. You're not a Pacers fan. All right, everybody. I know everybody thinks he's a Pacers fan.
I just like Obi Toppin. That's all it is. I root for the
200.
guy.
Bad Weather Fans. Thank you to everybody. Thank you for listeners. We have a fun video that we'll put out tomorrow for all of our guests as well.
That's right.
Thank you for the support. Will we do 200 more? Where will these teams be? Kind of crazy that it's episode 200 though. Super duper cool. Alex, Knicks get the win versus the Nets. We heard the breaking Mitchell Robinson news, so that's where we'll leave things off as 200. A memorable one, Alex, and have a great rest of your night. All right.
Thank you. And I just realized that Taj Gibson's been staring at me this whole time on the video. If you look at YouTube,
yeah, you're right.
Standing here at the
I missed
line.
it completely. Wow.
But anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. On to another 200, Mike. Thank you.
All right. Talk to y'all later. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.